stop right now. Before you click away, I need to tell you something that nobody else is telling you about learning English. Hey there, I'm Edward from Easy Steps English Podcast, and in the next 40 minutes, I'm going to reveal the exact method that helped a Brazilian engineer go from saying, "Sorry, can you repeat?" 5 times in one meeting to leading a 90-minute presentation in perfect English in just 90 days. But here's the shocking part. He didn't learn more grammar. He didn't memorize more vocabulary. He changed 3 simple things. And by the end of this podcast, you'll know exactly what those 3 things are. Now, before we dive in, I want you to do something. I want you to be honest with yourself. Raise your hand if this is you. You've been studying English for years, maybe even 5, 10, 15 years. You can read English, you can understand most things when you read them slowly. But when someone speaks to you in English, your mind goes blank. You freeze, you panic, and you say nothing. Keep your hand up. Now raise your other hand if this is also you. You understand English when you watch movies with subtitles, but in real conversations, at work, at the store, on the phone, people speak so fast that you only catch maybe 30 or 40% of what they're saying. Both hands up? Yeah, I thought so. You're not alone. In fact, over 2 million English learners have this exact same problem. But here's the good news. This problem has nothing to do with your intelligence. It has nothing to do with your age, and it has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with 3 specific mistakes you're making right now. And I'm going to show you how to fix them today. Here's my promise to you. If you stay with me for the next 40 minutes, I will give you 4 complete techniques that you can start using today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. And here's the best part. You don't need to pause and take notes. Just listen. When I tell you to repeat something, repeat it out loud. Yes, I'm serious. Even if you're on the bus, even if people are around you, whisper if you have to, but practice out loud. Deal? Okay, let's go. Oh, and one more thing. At exactly the 12-minute mark, I'm going to share a technique that sounds so simple, you'll think I'm joking. But this one technique helped a shy Korean student order coffee without freezing for the first time in her life. So don't skip ahead. Trust me. Let's begin. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael is a 32-year-old software engineer from Brazil, and 6 months ago, he experienced what he calls the most embarrassing moment of my career. Quick question for you. Have you ever been in a meeting where everyone is speaking English and you just sit there quietly, hoping nobody asks you a question? If yes, drop a comment and let me know. I want to hear your story. Okay, back to Michael. Michael's company landed a huge contract with an American client. His boss put him in charge of the weekly video calls with the client team. Michael was excited. He'd been studying English for 10 years. He could read technical documentation. He could write professional emails. He thought he was ready. The first call was a disaster. The American project manager spoke fast, really fast. Michael understood maybe 40% of what was said. When they asked him a direct question, he panicked. He said, "Sorry, can you repeat?" 5 times in 15 minutes. By the end of the call, everyone was frustrated, and Michael felt like a complete failure. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Stay with me, because this next part changes everything. Here's what Michael didn't know. His problem wasn't vocabulary. His problem wasn't grammar. His problem was 3 specific things. Number 1, he was trying to understand every single word instead of listening for meaning. Number 2, he was translating in his head from English to Portuguese and back to English before speaking. Number 3, he had never practiced listening to real, fast, natural English conversations. Michael came to me after that terrible call. We worked together for 3 months, and guess what happened? Wait, before I tell you, I want you to guess. Think about it for 3 seconds. What do you think happened after 3 months? Did he give up? Did he get fired? Or did something amazing happen? 3, 2, 1. Last week, Michael led a 90-minute strategy meeting entirely in English, and the American client praised his communication skills. They even asked if he could train their team on technical topics. From 5 "sorry, can you repeat?" to leading 90-minute meetings in English. What changed? I'm about to show you the exact techniques we used, and trust me, you're going to want to try these immediately. Okay, here's the first game changer, and this is something your English teacher probably never told you. Most English learners make this critical mistake. They try to understand every single word. But here's a secret. Native speakers don't even catch every word. I'm going to prove it to you right now.
Here's what Michael learned, and what you need to master. When someone speaks English, focus on these 5 things. Number 1, who is speaking? Number 2, what are they talking about? Number 3, when did it happen or will it happen? Number 4, where is this taking place? And number 5, why does it matter? Forget everything else. Just focus on these 5 W questions. Now, I'm going to speak a sentence at normal speed, the speed that native speakers actually talk. Don't panic. Just listen and try to catch who, what, when, where, and why. Ready? Here it comes. So basically, what we're looking at here is a situation where the marketing team needs to finalize the campaign strategy before the end of Q3, which gives us roughly 6 weeks to get everything done. Now pause for 3 seconds and think. Did you catch the key words?
Has this ever happened to you? Not the coffee part specifically, but that feeling of knowing English but not being able to use it in real life? If this sounds like you, listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will change everything. Here's what I told Lisa when she became my student, and this might surprise you. Lisa, you don't have an English problem. You have a confidence problem. She looked at me confused. She said, "But Edward, I can't speak English fluently. How is that not an English problem?" And I said, "You can't speak English fluently because you're afraid. And you're afraid because you think there's a perfect way to speak English. But guess what? There's no such thing. Let me prove it to you. Native English speakers make mistakes all the time. We say and we forget words, we start sentences and don't finish them. We say, you know what I mean, because even we can't express ourselves perfectly sometimes. But we keep talking. We don't stop. We don't freeze. We just keep going. And that's the secret. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. Confidence comes from one thing: practice in real situations where you don't care about being perfect. Now, quick activity for you. Think about the last time you tried to speak English and stopped yourself because you weren't sure if it was correct. What were you trying to say? Think about it for 3 seconds.
Got it? Okay, now say it out loud right now, even if it's not perfect. Just say it. Do it. I'll wait. Good. See? The world didn't end. Nobody laughed at you. You just spoke English. That's what Lisa needed to learn. And that's what changed everything for her. Okay, here's technique number 2. And I'm warning you, this sounds ridiculously simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Are you ready?
Stop translating, start associating. When you hear the word coffee, most learners do this. Hear coffee, translate to their language, translate back to English, speak. That takes 3 to 4 seconds. In a conversation, that's way too long. But native speakers do this. Hear coffee, picture coffee, respond. No translation, just association. Here's how you train your brain to do this. When you hear coffee, don't think of the word in your language. Think of the smell, the taste, a warm cup in your hands, that feeling in the morning. When you hear, would you like that iced or hot? Don't translate each word. Instead, create a mental image. cold drink with ice cubes versus hot steaming cup. Your brain is much faster with images than with words. This might sound simple, but it's revolutionary. When you stop translating, you start thinking in English. And when you think in English, speaking becomes automatic. Now here's a fun challenge. For the next 24 hours, every time you see an object, say its English name in your head without translating it. Just look at it and say the English word. See a phone? Say phone and picture it. See a door? Say door and picture yourself walking through it. Try it right now. Look around you. What do you see? Say 5 English words for 5 things you see. Go. Good. You're training your brain to think in English. This is exactly what Lisa practiced, and it changed everything. Let's practice this right now. I'm going to describe a coffee shop scenario. As I speak, create pictures in your mind. Don't translate anything. Listen and visualize. I walk into the coffee shop. The smell of fresh coffee fills the air. I walk up to the counter. The barista smiles at me and says, "Good morning. What can I get for you today?" Now repeat after me and try to see the pictures. I walk into the coffee shop. Pause for 5 seconds and repeat. The smell of fresh coffee fills the air. Pause for 5 seconds and repeat. The barista smiles and says, "What can I get for you?" Pause for 5 seconds and repeat. Perfect. You're training your brain to connect English words directly to images and feelings, not to translations.
Now, if you're enjoying this so far, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button. It helps me keep making these free lessons for you, and who knows, you might just become fluent while you're subscribed. All right, let's keep going. We're about to dive into something really powerful. Let me tell you about David. David is 35, from Mexico, working at a multinational company in New York. David's English was pretty good. He could have one-on-one conversations, he could send emails, but he had one massive problem that was killing his career: group conversations. Raise your hand if this is familiar. You're in a meeting with 5 or 6 people. Everyone is speaking English. The conversation is moving fast. People interrupt each other. Someone makes a joke and everyone laughs except you because you're still trying to understand what the previous person said. And by the time you think of something to say, the topic has already changed. Sound familiar? That was David's nightmare. Every single day. He felt invisible in meetings. He felt like his ideas didn't matter because he couldn't express them fast enough. His American colleagues would pitch ideas, debate, make decisions, and David would just sit there, understanding maybe 70%, but contributing 0. Here's where it gets really interesting. Pay close attention to what happens next. Here's what David learned, and this is pure gold. In group conversations, native speakers use 4 specific techniques to control the conversation and make sure they get heard. I call these the conversation control techniques, and they work in any language, but they're especially powerful in English. Once David learned these 4 techniques, everything changed. Within 2 months, he was leading meetings. Within 4 months, he got promoted. So what are these 4 magic techniques? Let me show you right now. Technique number 1, the interrupt phrase. In fast conversations, if you wait for the perfect moment to speak, you'll never speak. You need to jump in. But you can't just start talking. That's rude. You need an interrupt phrase. Here are the 3 most powerful ones. Can I jump in here? That's a great point, and I want to add something. Hold on. I have a thought about this. These phrases tell everyone, I'm about to speak, listen to me. And in English business culture, this is totally normal and acceptable. Technique number 2, the clarification request. When you miss something, never just say, "What?" or "Sorry." That makes you sound lost. Instead, use power phrases. Just to make sure I understand, you're saying, "Can we go back to the point about, I want to clarify, did you mean?" Notice something? These phrases make you sound smart and thoughtful, not confused. You're not saying, "I don't understand." You're saying, "I want to make sure we're all on the same page." Big difference. Technique number 3, the time buyer. This is my favorite. When you need a moment to think, you need to buy yourself time without looking nervous. Use these. "That's an interesting question. Let me think." "Good point. Here's what I think." "You know what? Let me put it this way." These phrases give your brain 3 to 5 extra seconds to organize your thoughts, and they make you sound confident and thoughtful. Technique number 4, the confident closer. Always end your statements with a question. This does 2 things. Number 1, it keeps the conversation going. Number 2, it makes you look collaborative and confident. Use these. Does that make sense?
What do you all think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Now here's something important. I want you to write these 12 phrases down right now. Pause this video if you need to. Write them on your phone. Put them somewhere you'll see them every day. Why? Because these phrases are your secret weapons. Memorize them. Practice them. Use them. David memorized these phrases and practiced them for 30 minutes every day for 2 weeks. And then, in his next meeting, he used them, and his colleagues listened, and he got promoted. That's the power of these phrases. All right, time to practice these power phrases. I want you to repeat after me, but this time, I want you to say them with confidence. Imagine you're in a meeting. Imagine everyone is listening to you. Stand up straight. Speak clearly. Ready? Let's go. Can I jump in here? I have a thought about this. Pause for 5 seconds and repeat with confidence. Just to make sure I understand, you're saying we need to finish by Friday? Pause for 5 seconds and repeat. Good. Now the closer. That's a great point. Here's what I think. We should focus on quality over speed. Does that make sense? Pause for 5 seconds and repeat. Excellent. Did you notice something? When you say these phrases out loud, you start to feel more confident. Your brain starts to believe, hey, I can do this. That's not magic. That's neuroscience. When you practice something repeatedly, your brain builds muscle memory. Speaking English becomes automatic. All right, we have one more story, and this one is intense. Stay with me. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is 42, from Japan, and she travels for work frequently. Last year, Sarah was flying to London for a major conference where she was supposed to give a presentation to 200 people. This was her big moment, her chance to shine. But then, chaos. Her flight got delayed, then canceled, then rebooked to a different airline. Then that flight got delayed too. Sarah was stuck at the airport for 12 hours. She was exhausted, she was stressed, and everything she needed to do, talk to airline staff, book a hotel for the night, order food, make phone calls to reschedule her presentation, all of it had to be done in English. Under pressure, with time running out, with people around her also frustrated and speaking fast. Here's my question for you. When you're stressed, does your English get better or worse? For most people, it gets worse, way worse, because stress shuts down the part of your brain
that processes language. But Sarah was different. She stayed calm. She communicated clearly. She solved every problem. And you know what? She made it to London, gave her presentation the next day, and it was a huge success. So what's her secret? How do you use English effectively when you're under pressure? That's what I'm about to teach you. And this might be the most valuable technique in this entire podcast. Here's what Sarah taught me, and this is probably the most important lesson you'll hear today. The difference between classroom English and real-world English is one thing: pressure. In a classroom, you have time to think. You can pause. You can ask the teacher to repeat. You can look up words. In real life, especially in high-pressure situations, you need to react quickly. You need to think fast. You need to speak confidently, even when you're nervous. So how do you prepare for this? Sarah did something brilliant. For 6 months before her trip, she practiced English in high-pressure situations. Not comfortable situations, high-pressure situations. And that's what I'm going to teach you right now. This technique has 3 steps. Step 1. Practice common emergency scenarios. Don't just practice nice, comfortable conversations. Practice difficult situations. Your flight is canceled and you need to rebook. There's a problem with your hotel reservation. You need to explain a medical emergency. You're calling customer service and they're not understanding you.
Write out these scenarios. Practice them out loud. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Step 2. Practice speaking while moving. This is something almost no English teacher will tell you, but it's incredibly effective. Don't just sit at your desk and study English. That's not how you'll use English in real life. Practice speaking English while you're walking around your room, cooking dinner, getting dressed, exercising. Why? Because in real life, you need to think, move, and speak at the same time. Your brain needs to learn how to do multiple things while speaking English. Try this right now. Stand up, walk around, and describe what you're doing in English out loud. Example: I'm standing up. I'm walking to the door. I'm looking around the room. I see a chair. I see a window. Do this for just 2 minutes every day, and your speaking will improve dramatically. Step 3. Practice with time limits. Give yourself 30 seconds to explain something in English. Set a timer. When the timer starts, speak. This forces your brain to organize thoughts quickly and speak concisely. No time to overthink, no time to translate. Just speak. Let's try it right now. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it out loud in 30 seconds. Don't think too much, just speak. Question: what did you do yesterday? Ready? Go.
Because here's the truth. Fluency doesn't come from one perfect lesson. Fluency comes from small, consistent practice every single day. Sarah practiced for 6 months. Michael practiced for 3 months. Lisa practiced for 2 months. David practiced for 2 months. They didn't become fluent overnight, but they became fluent by practicing consistently. And you can too. Okay, we made it. 40+ minutes together. If you're still here, I'm proud of you. Seriously, most people give up. Most people watch the first 5 minutes and leave. But not you. You stayed, you practiced, you're committed. And that commitment is going to change your English. Let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. Technique number 1, the keyword listening method. Stop trying to understand every word. Focus on who, what, when, where, why. Understand the meaning, not the translation. Technique number 2, the no translation method. Stop translating word by word. Start associating English words with images and feelings. Think in English, not in your native language. Technique number 3, The conversation control method. Use interrupt phrases to jump into conversations. Use clarification requests to stay on track. Use time buyers to give yourself thinking space. Use confident closers to keep conversations going. Technique number 4, the pressure training method. Practice emergency scenarios before they happen. Practice speaking while moving around. Practice with time limits to improve speaking speed. These 4 techniques changed the lives of Michael, Lisa, David, and Sarah. And they can change your life too. But here's the thing. Knowledge without action is useless. You can know all these techniques, you can understand them perfectly, but if you don't practice them, nothing will change. So here's your homework. And yes, I'm giving you homework because I care about your progress. Your 7-day challenge. Day 1, watch 1 English video. News, podcast, anything. Practice the keyword listening method. Identify who, what, when, where, why. Day 2, spend 10 minutes thinking in English. No translating. Look at objects and say their English names. Create mental images. Day 3, memorize the 12 conversation control phrases. Say them out loud 10 times each. Day 4, practice shadowing. Listen to a short English conversation and repeat it until you match the speed and rhythm. Day 5, practice speaking while moving. Walk around and describe what you see in English. Day 6, do the 30-second challenge. Answer 3 questions in 30 seconds each. What did you do today? What are your plans for tomorrow? Describe your favorite place. Day 7, use English in 1 real situation. Order food, send a message, have a conversation, just 1 real situation. Do this for 7 days. Then do it again and again. And I promise you, in 30 days, you will see a massive difference in your English. All right, here's what I need you to do right now. First, if this episode helped you, hit that like button. It really helps other English learners find this content. Second, if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I make videos like this every week to help you improve your English, and you don't want to miss them. Third, drop a comment below and tell me which technique you're going to practice first. The keyword method, no translation method, conversation control, pressure training? Let me know. I read every comment. One last thing. Remember Michael, the Brazilian engineer who said, "Sorry, can you repeat 5 times in one meeting?" He's now training other people in English communication. Remember Lisa, the Korean student who froze at a coffee shop? She's now giving presentations in English at her university. Remember David, the Mexican professional who felt invisible in meetings? He got promoted and now leads international teams. Remember Sarah, the Japanese businesswoman who handled a canceled flight like a pro? She now travels the world giving presentations in English. What do they all have in common? They were exactly where you are right now, frustrated, stuck, wondering if they'd ever speak English fluently. But they didn't give up. They practiced, they made mistakes, they kept going. And now look at them. You can do this too. I believe in you.
I'm Edward from Easy Steps English Podcast. Thank you for spending 40 minutes with me today. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker made mistakes. Every success story started with one small step. Your small step was listening to this podcast. Now take the next step. Practice, speak, make mistakes. Keep going. And when you're done, make sure to watch my next video that's coming up on your screen right now.
It's all about the 100 most common daily routine sentences in English. The exact phrases you need to use English every single day in real-life situations. It's going to be incredibly useful, so click on that video and let's keep learning together. Until then, keep practicing, keep improving, and remember, English is not about perfection. It's about communication. See you in the next episode.